So what is life like for you living with CRPS?
For me, I've got CRPS at the left hand side of my body, so there are days where I'm on crutches, there are days where I'm in my wheelchair, so it's just sort of actually having to accept that there are days where I have to change one thing I don't want to use to something I really don't want to use.
When were you first diagnosed?
My CRPS was triggered by accident. So I had a car accident, and a week later I started showing symptoms. It's like someone had flicked a switch and there was just pain. And I went back to my GP because I was saying that I'm getting really bad pain. I can't walk. I was running 30k a week. I suddenly couldn't walk more than 2 meters without leaning on someone or something. And that triggered basically 18 months of bouncing from department to department to different doctor to different specialists. And then I got through to an orthopaedic consultant who just happened to have worked with someone from the Min at a hospital in Cardiff. And he looked at my x-rays and he looked at it and he said, well, this is a very, very simple small injury, but you seem to have a lot of other symptoms going on here, and started asking me questions that were just completely bizarre. What's the hair growth like? What's the nail growth like? I'm thinking, what's this got to do with the bone in my ankle? He said, oh, you might have this thing called CRPS.
Did you have any idea beforehand?
No.
Okay.
No. You start looking on the internet, and the internet information it's a complete shotgun blast of good, bad, inaccurate, positive, negative information, and you can just very quickly find yourself spiralling down a very depressing route because of what you're reading. I'd got to the decision, before I'd been formally diagnosed, that well, if you're going to tell me I've got this and my options are A and B, I'll draw them on, you get the saw. I'd got to that point. And then when I formally got diagnosed and told, no, we can't do that, that's not quite that straightforward. But coming on our inpatient course, and by the end of day one, I'd very abruptly kind of realised that I'm not here to learn how to get better, I'm here to learn how to live with this.
How would you personally describe the pain?
If you were to take your leg off and drain all the blood out, fill it with ice cold vodka because vodka doesn't freeze, put your leg back on, put your leg in a bucket of ice water, set fire to that vodka, so the vodka's cold but it's burning at the same time, and you can't see that. That's all going on inside, you can't see any of it, but obviously it's then still in this freezing ice cold water that's just like stabbing and shooting and burning and cold at the same time. But it's not just that it's the pain, it's that it's just kind of drawing everything away from you. It's just kind of going, look at me, look at me, look at me, and it's just like this constant distraction.
Have you ever had an experience where someone doesn't believe you?
Yeah, I've had a few experiences. I had one colleague who, when I first started physio, my physiotherapy centre was close to where he lived. And at the beginning, before I actually had been formally diagnosed, I'd started using a crutch because I was struggling, but my physio didn't like seeing me on the crutch. So I'd walk to physio and go in without the crutch and come out. And his partner saw me without the crutch. So he then was sort of, so why, we don't need the crutch, you walk to physio without it, so why have we got it?
And how did that make you feel?
Almost kind of betrayed, I think. It was someone that I used to consider a very good friend, and he just really didn't get it.